How should you modify your workout routine to focus on weak body parts? Watch this.
Our next caller's Carrie from the UK.
Hi, Carrie. How can we help you?
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, nice to be here. Thank you for having me.
You got it. How can we help you?
Well, firstly, the customary thank you so much for all your content. I've been listening for a while, so I know that's what I've got to do. If you'd have told me 5 years ago that three big guys talking about muscle building would have been the soundtrack to my days, I'd have thought you'd have lost the plot. But here we are, and thanks a million.
Yeah, you got it.
I'm 43. I'm 5'1", and I hover around 112 pounds. And like so many of your listeners, I've always worked out with cardio to manually burn the calories. And then in April 2021, I found lifting and have been trusting the process ever since. I'm consistently in the gym 3 days a week, doing full body. I bought MAPS Anabolic November last year, and I'm just about to start it for the third time. I've been in the same weight range for forever, and my progress seems slow. My issue is I carry a lot of fat, well, not a lot, but when I do carry fat, it goes to my trunk. So I'm an apple and my face. I would love to build my legs more. My arms are defined, but my legs are like twigs, strong twigs, but twigs. I think this is maybe because I have trouble connecting to my glutes, but essentially I don't know. After I ran anabolic for the first time, I came up with my own routine and focused on lower body. But then I listened to one of your podcasts and it said that I shouldn't work a muscle more than 16 sets in a week. And I was going way over that. So I binned off my ideas and swiftly ran back to the safety of anabolic. My goal is to build as much muscle as possible before hitting the inevitable menopause. I'm not there yet, and I feel great. I feel better than I did when I was in my 20s. I wasn't very healthy in my 20s, but I still feel better than I did when I was in my 20s. I want to be able to say to myself that I'm in great shape, be strong for years to come, and more importantly, set an example for my boys for as long as I possibly can. They're 4 years old and 6 years old. Lifting has helped me through so many things mentally. I could not imagine my life without it, not just doing it, but learning about it too. So my question is, can I adapt MAPS Anabolic to be more lower body focused? How do I do it correctly so as not to overtrain? I've currently swapped squats for hip thrusts after listening to a few of your podcasts over the summer, but I feel like I should be swapping more out.
Yeah, good question. And you're strong. I'm looking at the weights you're lifting. You weigh 112 pounds and you're squatting 62 kilograms for 3 reps.
You're doing great right now.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah.
And you said your body weight is staying the same, but you're getting stronger.
Well, I don't know. I am getting stronger. It's slow. Like I looked today compared from December last year, I've only gone up 5 pounds in my squat, 5 pounds in my deadlift. My bench has stayed the same, although my form is better. I don't know whether that's good progress or not. I didn't.
Well, you're strong. It's not bad progress, especially if your technique and stability feel better. So and we'll get to, I'm going to get to more of your question, but let's say somebody does a squat with 100 pounds and then, a month from now, they do the same squat with the same weight, but they feel tighter, more solid.
Better form.
Maybe even better technique, a little bit deeper range of motion. They're stronger. Even though the weight is the same, they've still gotten stronger. So now you can modify MAPS Anabolic a little bit more. So here's what we typically will do is we'll take sets away from other exercises and add them to movements and exercises that you want to prioritize. But before I get into that, do you feel good? Do your joints feel good? Do you feel rested? Are you extra sore? Do you have any signs of overtraining? Like tell me about how everything feels to you.
I rarely get sore. The only time I get like a nice sore is when I change it up.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So my sleep is good. I think I'm consistent with my protein. I used to track, but I found that I was kind of if you hit your macros, if it fits your macros or whatever.
Yeah.
So I kind of stepped away from that a couple of months ago, and I have put on a few pounds from it, but I'm not letting it control me. Rather, I'm just going with how I feel. I want to know how I feel about food rather than it fitting into a chart kind of thing.
How consistent are you with making sure you hit your protein intake? And do you know where your calories land? I know you're not really following the macro thing anymore, but do you have an idea of how many calories you consume and then what your protein intake is consistently?
Yeah, I maintain probably, you're going to say it's not enough. I maintain at 1,500 probably. And protein, I aim for 100.
Okay.
I get consistently, I get 90 to 100.
So here's our opportunity. And this is probably why you've had good success and strength gaining is like, I think you can totally increase calories and
you won't gain any body fat.
And you're just going to get stronger.
Yeah.
That's what I think you would have got even stronger. I think you did great, by the way. Okay, I think we're doing phenomenal, but that feeling of like, it's kind of slow. Could it have been a little bit faster? I bet if you were in more of a calorie surplus, it would have been faster. So if you would have had your calories up, say 200-300 more calories than when you're at, consistently hitting 100 plus grams of protein every day, I think you would have seen even more strength gains than you already got. All in all, I think we're doing phenomenal. I think just switching up some exercises, bumping calories a little bit, and you're going to see great results.
Yeah. So here's an easy way to do it, Carrie. If you don't want to track and get too caught up in the macros, because I get that some people will do that, and then it starts to feel stressful or whatever, and they don't enjoy it. You probably generally eat the same types of foods most days. I bet if we looked at breakfast, lunch, and dinner, it's very similar. Literally, all you got to do is eat what you're currently eating and add an extra 200 calorie meal. So just take a 200 calorie meal, make it a high protein one, and then add that to your current diet. And that would be enough to start to get the ball moving in the right direction.
Or this, Sal, since you're eating the same thing without even adding another meal, is every time you eat meat, add 1 to 2 ounces.
Yeah, there you go. That's the other thing.
So if you normally eat a 6 ounce, 6 ounces of chicken thighs or beef or steak or fish or whatever it is, instead of having 6, have 8.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
increase your portion size of the meat that you're eating. And that'll do the job. Like literally by 1 or 2 ounces. That's it. If you always eat 6, eat 8. And that's a low enough amount of calories. You're not going to see a major weight gain from it. You're also going to make sure you probably hit your protein at over 100 every time, and it'll be a nice low calorie boost.
That's it. And then as far as your training is concerned, because you feel so good, Carrie, you could literally do this. You could add to your Monday, Wednesday, Friday workout. You could add 1 or 2 sets to some lower body exercises that you're currently doing. I think you'd be okay just adding a little bit. So when you do your squats or your hip thrusts or your deadlifts, let's say you normally do 3 sets, do 4 or 5. I think that would I think that'd be enough. I don't think it would overtrain you, but in combination with the slight calorie bump, that would probably be a nice combination to get your lower body start to develop a little more.
I love the idea of just adding 2 sets of hip thrusts into following the anabolic routine and then just adding 2 or 3 sets of the hip thrusts in there. Because that's not going to do as much damage because it's not a big, squat compound lift. It's a pretty good. And you also mentioned the point about thinking that maybe you have a poor connection to your glutes.
Issue,
That's going to support that. It's going to give you a little bit more volume in the lower body. So I would literally just add 2 or 3 sets of the hip thrust 1 or 2 times a week, and that'd be perfect.
Yeah, so just like whatever you're doing, add another set or 2, because it sounds like you're already doing those, right?
Yeah. So at the moment, I took squats out because I listened to one of your episodes about poor connections and put in hip thrusts. Should I put squats back in there? Then?
How long you been done? How long have you stopped the squats?
I've only just. I'm in phase 1 again. Yeah, phase 1 of anabolic. So I did pre-phase. I did squats. I think it's in pre-phase.
Yeah.
But I've only been doing it I'm only on week 2 of pre-phase, so I can.
Maybe a couple more weeks, and then throw a couple sets of squats in. You'll be fine. Yeah. So it's like you're basically okay. So essentially, what you're doing, Carrie, is you're adding a little bit of volume to your lower body, an extra couple sets for lower body, and you're bumping your calories by about 200. And that you should start to see within a couple weeks, you should start to see progress in the positive.
Yeah. Okay. And you don't think, because I'm quite petite, you don't think 300
No.
calories is too
No.
Not at 1,500 calories.
No, and not the way you're lifting and how strong
No.
you like. It's going to serve you well.
You know what's funny, Carrie, is
Fuel the muscle growth.
I bet you could do nothing else and just add 200 calories and you'd start to see the muscle.
Yeah.
You know, you start to see a little bit of muscle come back on your body. I mean, you don't even have to add the extra volume, but I would add the extra volume just for the extra stimulus because you don't seem like you're overtrained. You're following everything well. I think that would be a perfect combination.
Carrie, are you on Facebook?
Yes, I am. Yes.
Okay, I'm going to have Doug send you access to the forum too. So I'd like to, keep us posted as you go through this process. Let us know how you're doing in 3 or 4 weeks and give us the feedback and we can make some minor adjustments.
Now, Carrie, is MAPS Anabolic the only program that you own?
Yeah, currently. I was waiting for Black Friday.
Okay, what program did you want Black Friday?
Sorry?
What program were you interested in when?
Maybe one that helps imbalances, like
Symmetry.
I was going to look into it. I haven't actually looked into it yet. So I do feel that one side is like everything, really, a bit imbalanced.
I'm gonna send you Symmetry. You get that one for free. Okay?
Really?
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
All right.
Yeah, you got
a
it.
good follow up to anabolic for sure.
Yeah, we'll send that to you. And then after you're done with MAPS Anabolic, follow Symmetry. You'll love it.
And keep us posted. Doug's going to put you in the forum.
Thanks a million, guys. It's so nice to finally meet you. It really is.
You
Yeah,
too,
it's wonderful. And I know you're in the
Can't
UK,
believe
but
how you are just so relatable.
thank you so much. And I know you're in the UK, but it looks sunny over there, isn't that? That's kind of rare, isn't it?
It's the sun's going down. That's west, so the sun's kind of going down.
Okay, so I'm being fooled. All right.
And the lights are quite bright.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, Carrie. Thank you for calling in. Appreciate the
See you,
support.
Carrie.
So nice to meet you.
got
Thank you. Bye.
I was gonna, because I've just been watching that series Beckham.
Oh,
you know what they gave him to put weight on him when he was a kid? A pint of Guinness with an egg in there, with a raw egg.
They did that young too.
Yeah.
I think he was like 12 or 13.
I think that's like an old school.
That's a thing.
English prescription for weight. I was gonna say it to her as a joke.
And they do like oyster shots with Guinness. Like when I was in Ireland, they had me do that, and I was like, wow, okay, this is a thing.
You give it to your 12-year-old.
I'll put lead in your pencil.
What a great lady, huh?
I know, what a sweetheart.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, she's doing great.
Doing great. Man.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent job. She's following all the advice perfectly. She sounds like she's not overtrained. She says she rarely gets sore.
She's got to keep going.
That's
feed
it. It's just,
herself a little bit.
the calories a little low.
That's it. She honestly did phenomenal. So it's not that bad, but just by bumping her, I bet if she would have just been eating 200 or 300 more calories, she would have
By itself.
Yeah, she would have seen more progress for
Yeah.
sure.